Good morning, folks. Welcome back. Happy Guy Fawkes Day and that other thing that's happening. Um, we're going to try to ignore the outside world and make some more robots in space stuff today. And I'm thinking we're going to do somebody who is very cable forward. I kind of want a lot of stuff just draping off of it and should be fun. Let's jump. All right. So I confess I've kind of already figured out which base mesh I want to use. So I'm just going to pull it up. Base mesh 321. That's our base mesh that we're using today. Yeah, let's duplicate this off. Let's save it. Okay, 1 Alt G, GZ, Control A, all transforms, and it's about 12 meters tall. That's a little tall for what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we want them to be, say, 4. So let's just do a 0.33. All transforms. Still big, but not quite as big. I really like this sort of hunched over vibe. I think we can do some fun stuff. I think there'd be fun ways to attach cables kind of draping down the back, and that's what we're going to play with. So let's save as. And new 24.11.05.1 live stream interface static. Alrighty. And what do we want to do first? I think the first thing is I don't really want them to have hands. Let's mirror. Jump in there. 3. Whew. Okay, and we need to probably remesh him too. That looks he's a little intense. A, Q, S mark. Turn it all off. Okay. L, X, faces. C. Okay, we're gonna kill that. Vertices. Come on, there we go. Okay, he is way too high poly. So let's cut them down a little bit. Quad, I'm gonna say 50,000. Mirrored on X, it still might be way high, but let's see. Remesh it. Must select an object, yes. Object selected. Let's see. Better. Still too much though. We don't need to be this high. Let's go to 30,000. Try that. Yeah, that's better. Just get rid of those. Let's see. Like I said, it's still already higher poly than we probably need, but they're also taller, so we'll use that. Okay. L3. Let's bring that down. Interesting. The heck is that? Okay. Weird. Okay. Why is there a part of a head on this guy? We don't know. But, you know, whatever. L, G. There. That works. I'm actually going to take the neck and shrink it in a bit. Cool. And let's grab these ears and just nuke them, but not the neck. Mirror it again. Okay. So that's gonna be our base form. It's pretty just creepy on its own. I'm not sure we need to do too much to them, but let's see what we can do here. Well, shift hide. I want to see what we got. I want to grab, I don't know, maybe there to there. Turn on proportional and G connected only. And there we go. Just bring it in kind of a little bit more. Okay. Sure. Let's try to get the form set up properly before we start doing this. We need to figure out what we're going to do where this hands would be. Where the hands would be, I'm thinking I want some like solenoids of some kind. Let's see, something like this. I think this could be huge, but let's see. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna use that one. Oh, that is a cool solenoid. Let's try this one. Yeah, that looks cool. Object, set origin to 3D cursor. Okay. And let's go with local. RY. Shrinking it down some more. Maybe shrinking it down even some more to like that. Something kind of like that. That looks like it's lined up pretty well though. Cool. Let's mirror it across their body. Good deal. So maybe they can have hands attached to here, but the default, there is no hand. And we're going to take this, G coplanar, and I'm going to, that's very ugly. I do not like this geometry. I do not like it, Sam, I am. Let's just do that. Inset, yeah, that's fine. E. Cool. Okay. Now the interesting thing is we're not gonna be able to add the cables until after we rig them because we want it to fall properly. So we're just gonna have to figure out where we're gonna put them. I mean, we're gonna do some small cables, but anything that connects off the body can have to be different. That's looking good though. Interesting, this one has the smaller forearms. We've done a lot of like big forearms lately, so this is fun. L. Now, do we want it curved or do we want it to be more harsh? Let's try curved. So settings, turn off dynamic scale. Motility, plate insets, thickness 0.005, plates 50. Good. Let's just look at the back, see if we can do some different seeds. Max of 15. And I want to put some triangulations in it too. That's a better triangulation. Let's keep going. Okay, that's what we're doing. Yeah, we like that. L P section. We want that to be his own piece. Yeah. And Control 1, take it down. Cool. Nice. Bringing up the subdiv and applying it. Select all, Shift Q. Panels, square. Yeah, that's fine. Let's do that. I can go with those cut lines. Let's come to this part next. L, P section. I'm actually going to maybe shrink it down a little bit. Object set origin to geometry. Or punch it up a little bit. Some weirdness down there, didn't we? Didn't like that. All right, let's not mess with that. Because I don't like those, but we'll see. L, tab, Shift Q. Utility plate insets. Plating seeds. Cool. Let's cut it down from 15 to 5. Okay. And let's maybe cut it down here. Morning, Patrick. How are you this morning? Bring that in a little bit. Cool. Yep, that works. And then Control 1. Apply it. Panels. Plating seed. Panel seed. I feel like that's too many holes. Off. Thickness 0.002. That's better. It's kind of neat, actually. Yeah, a bit more than we've been doing, but I kind of don't hate it. Let's go with it. I think we do want to take this bad boy now and tab O, yes. Bring that in. Let's turn off connected only. There we go. Push that in. Cool. There we go. That tightens that up a bit. Yeah, that's better. Save. Then torso. And now the hips. Separate them out. Tab A. Utility plate insets. 0.02. And F9. And again, take its minimum to 3. Its max to 10. Sure. That looks cool. Let's do that. Hey, Zote. Doing all right. Things are all okay, I suppose. Ask me how I feel at 10 p.m. tonight, but right now, everything seems okay. Panels. Panel seed. I don't want quite so much around there. Let's cut this down to max of 25. And maybe even a min of 5. More. That doesn't really pay much attention, does it? Let's try F9, 10, panel seed. Yeah, all right. That'll work. Yeah, for real, right? Trying not to think about it in all honesty. Not doing a great job of it, but trying not to think about it. Okay. At least I did get to vote. I still vote in the United States, even though I've moved back up to Canada because I am an American. So I did get to vote. And that makes me happy. Plate insets. At least I don't have to feel like I'm completely helpless. Cool. Yeah, I like those. Control 1. Apply it. No. God damn it. Undo. L. Normal. Cool. P. Section. Great. Panels. Panel size 0. Again. Yeah. Ooh, those are cool. I like those. Nice. Delete the inner one. That's why I moved to Canada in 2008, is because I didn't believe in America. So literally, it's why I moved back here. And then things turned out okay that one, but I still prefer it here, to be honest. Minimum 8, maximum 25. Yeah, that looks cool. I have no idea about that add-on. I have never used it or heard about it, so I can't really tell you. I just like texturing. So honestly, I use shader nodes, but I tend to start from something, whether I made it or someone else made it, and then modify later to make it what I want. So it doesn't really matter. What I feel pretty strongly about is you shouldn't really use a whole lot of particularly interesting textures without modifying them on your own. So it's cool to use whatever you want, but if it's more than just like black paint, do something to it. In all these things, you have to think about what is your value add to the entire process. So like here, I'm using a base mesh that I didn't make, but I'm changing the heck out of it so that it is something that is mine versus something that I just found on the internet and I'm using. And same goes for texturing. That's my feeling on it anyway. It's like, I feel like Fluent is awesome. Fluent is fun. I made it a bunch with Fluent, and then now I just modify them after the fact. The armor textures for all these robots have a lot of Fluent elements in them, and I just copy and paste and change the colors now instead of having to go back and refluenting them again. Okay, that is entirely too many fucking polys for a foot. LP section. We got to fix that. Remesh that to like 1000 maximum. Yeah. What? Okay, that's better. Yeah, I was like, what? Okay. We're still way high poly. I'm gonna have to deal with this probably later. So on this guy. This guy may actually have to be decimated. Anyway, now Alt X, mirror it, tab, Shift Q, utility, plate insets. So he's going to be 3, 10. Yeah, looks like feet. Cool. Control 1, apply it, tab A, Shift Q, panels, panel seed. There's really any point to that one. Radial, max 10. There we go. That's better. Sure. Okay. How big is this thing? Okay, they're not awful. It's just we're still going to be large. So we can't. What's this looking like? Oh, these are way bigger than it needs to be. I'm going to apply this thing too. Yeah. Now, it's what? 130. Ugh, no, we're going to take it to quad count. Let's do, we could do by section or just the whole thing. Quad count the whole thing of like 10,000. Yeah, that's better. That's just a little bit better. Yeah. Yeah, we'll go back down to 208,000 total. Thank you. We're still going to go up higher, but you know. Mirror it. We got to mirror this. There we go. Bad boy here. LP section tab. Not panels. Plate and sets. Exceed. It's kind of neat. I don't like that line there though. Let's go turn it off just to fix it. And let's give it a little bit of an indent. Okay, I think we need a little more than a little more natter. We need to fill. I like filling better. Yeah, that looks better. Let's do try a bit more of an indent though. Cool. Yeah. Fluent Materializer is not the answer for Patrick, but it's a set of nodes that makes it easy to do things like wear and tear and dirt and decals if you're into that sort of thing, although I haven't used it for them. So it doesn't make it easier in the sense that like you still have to use nodes, but it does give you more options. It makes it easier to do complex things, we'll put it that way. But like you still have to learn the node trees for materials. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in Blender 4.3 because they're changing materials and how metallics work quite a bit. So I have a feeling it may break Fluent for a little while in another week. Cool. Yeah, sorry, Patrick, I didn't want to answer for you, but I use Fluent too. But yeah, and I can do it verbally versus having to type it all out. So. Ooh, no, I like that. That one looks cool. Definitely. Cool. Mm-hmm. They do seem a little confusing. It does seem very cool though. I'm kind of excited about it, but it does seem a little weird. I was just watching a YouTube video about it yesterday. I was like, oh, that looks like it has some stuff. I haven't played with it yet though. I don't tend to do the betas just because I don't want like, my Blender doing squirrely shit. So I just tend to wait until it comes out. Let me bring this down a little bit on this one. Yeah. God damn it. Again, just gotta separate them out. Panels, panel seed. Cool. What we got left on this guy? Just his kneecaps, his neck, and his head. Okay, well, let's LP section, LP section. Great. And just apply that. So now all that's left is the knee pads. Okay. Which I think I'm just going to leave as round. Well, let's do the knee pads. Knee caps, knee pads, whatever. Same difference. Panel. I think we're just going to panel this one. Now let's make it bigger. There we go. That looks cool. Connect. Interesting. We could add more panels to it. I like that. 100. Is that too many? Yeah, I think go back down to like 50. Minimum of 2, maximum of 5. And we're going to go 100 maybe. It's going too far in. 0.005 to like that. I'm just going to minimum of 3. But I'm slightly larger. Don't like that. Margins 0.001. Yes, that is better. Okay, cool. And the head, I don't know. We might just keep this kind of. I've been doing like the helmets or the human stuff, but this is kind of a neat looking head, so let's maybe just keep it. No, I gotta go to 100 for sure. Max of 25. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, we can do something like that. Height seeds. Cool. I think that will do it for us. Is this mirrored? Yeah. So why is it not? No, we are seeing it better on both sides. Okay. Well, S, Shift Z again. No. Object set origin to geometry. There we go. Great. Cool. We didn't adjust these, did we? Control 1 and Control 1. And apply and apply. Okay. And now, so gonna take this bad boy. He's what? He's pretty huge right now. 34,000. Let's take him down to like 15,000. Remesh him. Yeah, that works. That's fine. Did it change it at all? Not much. A little bit. I'll take it down to 10. Remesh it. Okay, that's a little better. ShiftQ, panels, panel seed. Ooh, yeah. I didn't mirror it. Which way we want to go? Oh, it's done mirror it. Alt X, mirror it again. panels, panel seed. It's kind of not giving us a lot, is it, once you take it down to that? Let's do another one. Give me some panel cuts. 10. All right, now we got panel cuts. Cool. And delete the underlying. Good deal. And take this and GZ up just a bit. Get rid of the pokey pokey. There's still a bit more pokey pokey. Okay. No more pokey pokey. This guy, I think I'm gonna decimate him too, actually. Remesh, he's what now? 51. Let's try. It won't go to 10, but let's try 10. 27 is fine. Just don't need quite that level of sharpness. Mirror it. Panels. Panel seed. Let's see if we can get something that's not directly through his eyeballs. Yeah, actually, I can live with that. I think that is pretty cool. And then delete the base. Okay, so this is what we're looking at now. And we are 30 minutes in. We're doing okay. Haven't had any weird, awful screw-ups this time. Why I would say such a thing, I don't know. All right, so let's start creating some local cables, which are not the same thing as what I'm talking about later. Cable from here to here. Yes. Q, and from here to here. Sure. And from here to here. Cool. And from here to here. Cool. And from here to here. And here to here. Yes. And where are we going? Here to here. A little bit beefier. And for balance, let's do here to here. Yeah, that looks cool. I could give them a couple of external ones here. And particularly got these nice round holes. They practically seem like they call out for it. Here to here. Scale it in a little bit. Q. Here to here. Here to here. Bridging faces is awesome. Honestly, I didn't learn that till fairly recently. I was doing it the unpleasant old way, or, before. So there we go. That's fun. Like all those. Let's do a couple more. I got these nice big holes here, so we should probably just fill them up with something from here to like there. Make it a bit bigger. I really feel like the main thing in these tools is not knowing the buttons, it's knowing what to do. Like how to do it's not that hard to figure out once you know that it's possible and you want to do it. Here, oh, forgot even. Create a cable from here to, where do we want that one to go? Just go like here. Yeah. And from here to here. And from here to here. And I really like filling up these like canyons with cables, for lack of a better word. Kind of been really into that lately, which is a neat added bonus to sort of this style of making stuff, is you get these neat canyons that you get to fill. That seems like we're doing pretty good. Maybe one more. Cool. I'm liking all those. Those are fun. How many we got? What do we think? 21. No, that's not that many. And mirror it across there. Mhm. Nice. He's feeling very sort of Ultron-y, but he's also pretty tall. They're going to be, I think they're what, 4-something meters tall. So it'll hit a little different going forward. This one needs to be dark. Let's see. Append. Now we're still in the other one from before. Black, blood rust, yellow. We'll take white. I don't think we're going to need slate or green. We'll just take slate to have another one. Okay. Cables, let's make them yellow again. His face, we're going to make black. Let's start looking at it so we can see. I mean, we also could make most of him black, and it would probably be. All right. Neck, rust, just to try something different. Blink, black. Yeah, okay. So this can be black. These black. I could do all this at once, but you know why. Black, sure. Blood rust. Make that black. But we'll make this blood rust. We'll make these blood rust. We'll make these that. Again, it's just pretty much dark. It's like 2 shades of dark. That's really all we need to worry about. We want them to feel just, this one should feel like they are, you know, kind of overwhelmingly dark. I think their eyes are going to come up here. So let's edit this thing here. And what's that say? That whole section gives us way too much. So we want to go 2. We've already got 1. No. Fine. That's what happens when I try to be fast. No. Q, S mark. 3. L, sharp, seam. No, okay, so we still haven't got it all the way around. 2. What are we missing? Oh, I see. We're missing literally right there and there. No, still missing more. What have we not gotten? Which sad little one is not connected yet? there. S mark, Q, S mark, 3, L. There we go. Okay, so that's going to be our I. And we're just going to, I think, inset it slightly, but just a bit. That's fine. E, and about that far. Sure. Plus assign. Yeah. This is the stuff that I do use material libraries for. Like it's glass. I don't care. It's just glass. It doesn't matter. I don't need to remake 1,000 glasses. And this actually says we're doing is base glow. It's a glow. Add material. Okay. So now I'm going to come in here. Going to add 2. Yeah, that seems like a good one. I've actually never looked at it except what they post sort of online, but it does seem like a good one. The Blender secrets. Add material. Okay. And then assign material. Let's see. Got our double plane glass. Yes. Our eyes. Cool. Looking excellent. And we can kind of come into here if we want to. And L seam. Yeah. L. Yeah. Oh. And plus assign rust. I don't think we're going to notice a difference, but let's see. A little bit you do, but not much. It's fine. We didn't give this one a lot of solenoids and stuff because we're going to add other details in a minute. Hey, Michael. Good morning to you. Okay. So I feel like they are doing what I want them to do. Select all, object, convert to mesh, join them together. Watch it get all rusty and dirty. I love when you put them together on the cables. They're like, ah, suddenly these are dirty cables. Cool. Tab, A, M by distance, 30,000 down. And we're still huge. He's got a lot more than some of the other ones have in the past. Do we care? I don't know. Let's see what Decimate says it looks like. Yeah, I think we care. Let's go to like 0.6. Does that take us down too much? I think it should be okay. Let's look at it. They're so dark, it's probably not going to make a difference. Glad you voted already. I mean, I voted like weeks ago, so yeah, that's fine. That looks good. Okay, so apply all. And save and file, export, OBJ. Interface static, right. At least they don't have fingers, so they'll be easy to do for that side. Okay, woo, yesterday's. She's so sexy. Interface. For symmetry, it's got polys, but it's very simple. So I should have adjusted the pose beforehand. Too late now. There. Yeah, there, 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 there. It's actually pretty good. Looks like you did a reasonably good job this time. Front, sure. Feet look good. Rig hands, we have 0 fingers. Mm. I understand. Yeah, yeah, um, yeah. I mean, we came out okay by 21 votes last week, so I can't say too much for Canada, or at least from British Columbia, but Ontario's no better. Really, Canada at all right now. We literally maintained our non-conservative government by 21 votes in Surrey, which is like the suburb 25 minutes from me. 21 votes. Makes me sick. Um, which is a good reason why everyone should fucking vote, you know. Shift A, mesh, cube, tab, GZ -1, S, Shift Z, 20. I'm a fan of BC as well, so be a fan of it more if we didn't have the interior, but you know. Ah, yes, there we go. Yeah, no, it took an extra week for us to get our results because it was so close. They had to do 3 recounts because they were under 100, and um, it was 21 votes at the end. Cool. That looks all right. We can do hands, but they don't have any hand stuff. Look, look, boss, no hands. Well, you should. That's for sure. Canadian government's all right. The big difference for us and you guys is that we don't vote for our party leaders. You just vote in your one local. You vote for your local riding area, is what they call it. So like your district, and then all the districts get taken up, and then the party that has the most districts gets the leader of the country. So it's not like you can't vote for one party for president and one for governor or anything like that. It's kind of across the board. Or I guess it wouldn't be governor, it'd be like senator. Okay. F4, import, FBX. I'm a little sad that I didn't fix his pose because it means I'm not going to be able to actually do the animation during the simulation, but that's okay. We'll live. And F4, import, FBX. Poses. Walking. Because we got an idea this time. Coco, retargeting, source arm1, target arm, build the bone list, retarget the animation. I don't have my own Discord. I'm on Discord, but I'm not huge on it. I kind of use it back and forth a little bit, but I tend to use it actually more for my role-playing game with my friends than I do to do other stuff on it. I saw that Corzo has a Discord now, and he has created a free Fab to Blender add-on interface. I'm gonna go check that out today. FYI, if you're into those sorts of things. if it can get my freebie mega scans things into Blender, I would not be unhappy with that. So, cool. 3. Forward and out. And I'm going to bend this up. The advantage now, I guess, it means we don't have to simulate it. Or I mean, we do have to simulate it, but we don't have to double simulate it all at one time. We can just do individual parts, which is kind of cool. So I am not an animator, so like, I mean, I could give you feedback, but for me, it's gonna be like, yeah, that's stuff. It looks okay. I'm always happy to look at people's stuff, but my user ID is Eldridge48, Seth Rutledge, same as everywhere. So you can find me on Discord. I am there. I'm just kind of, yeah. All right. He's kind of walking after midnight. Da, 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 da. Okay. And I'm just gonna fix this foot because I think it'll look better. Down. And this, we rotate out. And this, I don't know. I don't know what walking poses look like. As I say, I'm not an animator. He's walking? Okay, cool. We'll bring this back down a little bit, I think. Yeah. Oh, happy birthday, Cozy. Nice. I missed that earlier, sorry. But cool. All right, object mode. Let's give him back his colors. Black armor. Blood rust armor. Cool emissive. The frosty. The yellow armor. Cool. He actually doesn't have that many poses. They're pretty low texture. And let's just move this into the background. I do not need it in front. All right, they are walking. They are going to have cables hanging down from all sorts of shit. Wow. Yeah. I mean, I guess would be means it's kind of, theoretical, but still cool. Day, mesh, plane. RX minus 90. Yes. Global. Okay. I'm going to keep this plane very simple for right now, and then we'll move the terrain afterward. But I'm just going to move it to new collection ground. We're going to try to do some simulations, and the simpler it is, the better. And where are we at? 54 minutes. We're doing good. Okay. So we want to do something fun. And that means we're always like, is it going to work? Physical cables. One curve. Yes, we're doing single ones first. And we want which of these detailed sci-fi cables? Let's do this one. This can be a single. Yes. I'll put one here. Add auto. Set the start point there. I'm going to set the end point here. Actually, no. I want to take this back to here. And I just need an object to put something on. There, okay. Endpoint. There. Create the curve. Okay. Cool. Now, I'm gonna move him into ground 2 for right now. This thing, let's just make sure this works. Setup. Collision is going to be ground. And physics. Pin the first, don't pin the end. Let's see what happens. It's pissing me off that it didn't rotate, but I can tweak that. Whee, down, 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 down. It'd be much faster if I didn't put the thetic into the simulation, but we want the thetic to potentially have a cable drape across its leg. So if their leg is going to get in the way, they need to be in the sim. I think it would have been better just hanging it down close to the original or making it longer, but all right. So we have learned. Pause. Let's see. It wasn't really long enough to do that, and that's fine. Just gonna get rid of it though. Do it again. RX90. These don't necessarily have to drape. That actually could be cool if they didn't. 3G to there. Yeah. All right. Cool. Now, do it again. Add a single cable. Set the start point. Set the end point. Create the curve. Better. And wish I could turn it so we can. Undo it again. It's still not going to be long enough. If it's not long enough, then that's fine. Delete it. Ah! Blender. No! My sweet, sweet Blender. No. No. Don't get in the way of sims when they're in the middle. Don't ever do that. It will crash it. In the interest of speed, let's just take this one. Recover, autosave, interface static. Bring that one back later. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. One more time. Here we go. Was that? Yes. There we go. here. Create a single, and we want it to be this bad boy there. Add, set the start point. Set the end point. Create the curve. Okay, much better. That'll work. Okay, now collision group is going to be ground. Physics, we are not pinning the end. Save. Now let's play. You're going. You're not pinning, right? Yep, you're going. I have a feeling we're going to be messing with this probably for the rest of the stream, but that's okay. Sometimes it's fun just to like deep dive a little bit into something like this. You're like, can I make it work? Yes. It's when you get into the tricky stuff that you start making things that's uniquely yours. Anybody can put meshes together and sit them in a room, but you're like, oh, I had an idea. Let's do the idea. It's hanging. Okay. All right. All right. It's gonna get funky though. Sadly, we can tell. I know already. It's going to be a little bit of a slow process. Swing low, sweet cable sim. All right, that seems acceptable. Cool. Let's go ahead and bake it a static mesh so we don't ever have to worry about it again. It is baked as the static. Now let's take this thing, move it over to the other side, and 3. Go there. Okay, because we're making another one. Add, set the start point there. Set the end point. I'm going to say there. Create the curve. What? Yes. Okay. Slightly longer, but that's okay. Physics. Unpin the end. Collider. Ground. Yep. And rewind. Save. Play. It's a going. What was it, about 70 where the last one stabilized? So we're doing okay. This one's a little longer. It might actually touch the ground, which would be cool. Not necessary, but cool. because he's going to have other ones that will. They will definitely have other cables that are touching the ground. This is why we couldn't do this before during the model making, is in order to have the sim work right, I had to have the pose set. Probably obvious, but you know. Like, why can't you model it all at one time? Well, because. Let's see. That's all right. Yeah, let's go ahead and apply that. Bake a static mesh. And I'm actually going to take it and up and in. Maybe we'll do the same to this bad boy here. Yeah, no, it's global, so it shouldn't impact that. There we go. I don't think anyone but me is going to notice that doesn't line up perfectly. That's fine. I tend to be a little bit persnickety about such things. Okay, so that's pointed up. Good. That's how we want it. RZ180. Yeah. Because now it's time to come back to about here. And over to about there. Nice. Yeah. Mock me if you will. Fine. No. Tab. Okay. Now, C. I'm just going with 3 so I can see better. This does not have to be perfect. It doesn't have to cover anything. It's more important that it doesn't go out than it gets everything in. So there we went out. Okay. Actually, I don't really want any of those. There we go. Okay. And plus assign, I'm just going to call it group because I'm lazy. L, no. Sharp, no. Fine. C. Come on. Good deal. Assign. Okay, so if we look, let's double check it again. Select. Yeah, all that is group. Good deal. Okay, so now the fun part. Okay, multi-curve. We can't use this one anymore. We can use cable 4 or just the base cables. Which are going to be better for us? Cable 2 or cable 4? Cable 4 will look cooler. Let's do cable 4. Okay. Add it. This is our first object. Set it. This is our second object. Set it. I am unfamiliar, but sounds entertaining. Okay. Now that wasn't too bad. Set up. Vertex group for first. Group. Yeah. Thought so. We might need a bit more. Geometry. Where's our scale? Overall scale. Come on, where's your overall scale? Cable radius. Okay, there. That's better. Hey, Zach. That looks okay. Setup. Increase our density. I want to make sure I have some coming from the head. Yes. And some coming from the body. Yes. Okay. That should be fine. Physics. Collider. Group. Here it comes. Not ground. Not group. Ground. Collider's the ground. Okay. Those are not coming straight to, but we can figure that. We'll fix that later. And pin, we are not pinning the end. Rewind. And I'm going to damp it down a little bit so it doesn't bounce quite so much. And save it. Now let's see what we get. It is moving. That's good to see. Nice. Are you falling? I can't tell. Yeah, it looks like you're falling. Preview. I think we may need a little bit more. Let's see. But it's going. The excitement never ends. You know, we're watching cables fall. I'm just going to close this while we're waiting. They are falling, but slowly. Just wanted to trail behind him. That was the idea, is to have these cables just draped behind the aesthetic as it walks away. Almost like a really long hair, but also out of the back too. But we made them, you know, catch-22. You need to make it enough of them to make it look cool, but you make enough of them that it slows it down too. And you're like, come on. It's getting there. do a straight side view, see if we can see. There we go. The first has touched the ground. Woo! We may need to go more than 100, or more than 500 rather. The second approaches the ground. The second touches the ground. Doing what I can to make it exciting, right? I'm gonna actually pause it for just a sec. Let's turn this to 1,000 because I think we're gonna need more. There we go. Is it speeding up? I don't know. Maybe. No, it seems like it's going at about 0.62 frames per second, kind of consistently. The advantage is it's working. You can see it's doing what it's supposed to do. It is way better than drawing paint. It's way better than watching the cables from yesterday where it just crashed Blender out, which is, I guess, what happens when you try to do this across 100 meters of space. It's complicated, but, you know, that happens. That's a thing. It's why I have to remind myself that I'm not doing tutorials. It's like, no, I'm just working. And I like having people around and it's cool to talk, but if I were doing this in a tutorial, I would just be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Because you're not learning anything right now. You're just watching a sim run. But, you know, this way you get my amazing personality for, you know, communication. And we're starting to get a bunch of them touch the ground. I think it should look really cool when it's done. At least it does in my head. Exactly. Oh, I know. Oh, yeah. Yep. You're like, what have I done? What weeds have we sunk into? Oh, dear gods. You know, the weeds, the weeds. Kind of missed being a teacher, though. It was fun. I liked it. Winging it is fun, but winging it when you are standing in front of a bunch of people and you feel like your pants around your ankles can be less fun. Um, Winging it when no one is watching me is awesome. I love winging it. I'm like, ooh, what's it gonna do? I'm gonna break everything and see what happens. That's great. um, I live for that. You absolutely learn from other people's mistakes. I actually think watching somebody like me, it doesn't have to be me, do this real time and live, you learn a bunch. There's a guy in Australia, Marco, that I'll occasionally watch his Blender streams because he does like 2 hours. Let's go make a spaceship, and you're like, ah, cool, yeah, it's neat. And he focuses on different things than I do, and I still pick up tips and tricks that way just from watching somebody else work and watching him go like, "What's going on?" And he calls himself a donkey. It's very funny. Um, I have no issue with that at all. You definitely learn more from both your own and other people's mistakes than you do from a perfectly curated presentation. Yep, that's the one. I can't get along with him though. He doesn't drink tea or coffee. We just can't be friends. He's like, nope, you've no. Um, he also uses more AI than I would personally like for his concepts, but what are you gonna do? Yeah, we're coming along though. It's doing all right. Where are we at? 299. I think 1,000 might be about right. I just want this curve here to kind of arc to at least like that before we stop. It doesn't necessarily have to go all the way down because he's still supposed to be moving. Yep, very much is. And what makes it tricky is that right point seems to be different for different people. Some people's tolerance for chaos and boredom are not the same. So you can't just be like, this is your point. So but this is coming along. Yeah, my graphic novel hit the floor. No. See, I tend to be closer to 50-50 on that one, Patrick, sometimes. It depends what you're doing, but you know, it's like, do you measure twice, cut once? Do you measure 3 times? I don't know. Um, Depends where you're at and what you're measuring. And then, of course, you get those times where you're like, what are you doing? I'm staying up all night instead of sleeping because I'm thinking in my bed about how I'm going to do something tomorrow. And you're like, oh, I could do it this way and this. And you're like, just go to sleep, brain. Stop. Stop. My brain never stops. Exactly. Have you folks ever listened to on YouTube the bad lip reading Star Wars parodies? There's a line in one of them where he's like, I want you to stop. And I'm like, yep, that's my brain. And if you have not listened to the bad lip reading parodies of Star Wars, you absolutely should. They are hysterical. Um, I don't think they're particularly niche at this point, but and his bad lip reading sci-fi epic of Hamilton is unbelievably strange too. Um, it's getting there. It's coming along. We're at 433. Okay. Just want like this one right here to kind of calm down just a little bit more. I don't think we'll need to go to 1,000 though. I think we'll be good by about, my guess is 600. We'll see. Hi, Play. Where are we at now? 455, 56. Do-do-do. I wish I could do something else in the meantime, but I kind of can't. So I'm just sort of stuck waiting here while this thing simulates. That might not be bad. Let's see what this looks like, actually. Pause. Switch back to cables. You know, that might be okay. I think that's all right. Yeah, that's fine. We don't need to do more than that. That's looking good. I like that. Cool. Yeah. All right, we're baking that. Bake a static mesh. Yeah, because again, the Thetic is supposed to be walking, so we have to allow for the simulation of forward motion that I didn't have because, well, it's a static mesh. But no, I think that's working well for me. I'm going to take these here and come here. That. I need to just select 3, Alt Z, B, and we got proportional on, and extend that out a little bit more. And I want to rotate that up a bit. And extend it in a little bit more. Oh, and that one, I guess, needs to come over. A little bit of just corrective, whatever. Just because something simmed doesn't mean it worked. Let's go back to connected only. But that's good. That's kind of going in where we want. Let's do over here on this one. That's close enough for what we need. Save. Okay. Materialize on this sucker here. He's got a cable and he's got the steel. So the steel, we're gonna shift off utility or shading, append materials, shading on the steel. Let's go with something a little bit more colorful this time. Steel. Now let's go to mine, metal, dirty worn orange. And cable main, I think that'll be okay. Shading. Oh, we can make it a little wetter. That's neat. Let's do that. And then Shift A, add grunge. There we go. Let's see, that's too much. It's probably all right though. It is good, but slot 2 is not working for me. Dirty orange is not right. Grunge yellow. Yes, that's better. Cool. This sucker here is just detailed wire. Metallic, it's fine. Maybe look at this material. Does it look like, what does it give us any controls? I've never really looked at this material. Doesn't look like it. No, it's just going to be black and gray. which is fine. Let's maybe add grunge to it as well. Yep. And this could be detailed Scifi or wire. So this one is what? 3. Same material. Cool. Layout. We have achieved what we wanted. I mean, theoretically we're out of time, but I'm not going to stop yet. So you guys can hang out for a bit if you want to, because I have been way too invested now. Okay. Tab. Let's come to our ground. Add an edge loop. Bevel it out. Give them that much. Cool. And then add an edge loop there too. Keep things kind of square. And 3. I do not want this one to be symmetrical. So let's see what we can do here. Utility plate insets. We want a minimum distance of a max depth of like 8 and a subdivision of 3. Cool. And we need a inner margin to give us some space. And keep going. Maybe even 4. And minimum of 1, maximum of 4. Ooh, yes. There we go. That's starting to be cool. Seed. Well, even 5 is neat. Yeah, sure. Seed. I want a little less reversed, just like 10%. So they mostly go up. All of those go up. Where did my triangulation of 20? Yeah. And seed. Where's my triangulations? I want more triangulations. Come on. Let's go to 50. Okay, that's cool. We'll do that. And hey, Chef. Good to see you. What are we going to do now? Sure. Plate insert those. Max distance of 4. Subdividing out of 1. Even offsets on, so we're going to turn our inner margin to like 0.1. Cool. That's fun. Creating a neat sort of space there. Tab A, M, distance. Merge everything together. So we can do a control 1. Let's Q, S mark. Yeah, remove them all. And rather than that, let's see. Q, add modifier smooth. Can we smooth them down slightly? Yeah, that's looking all right. kind of a strange space. Tab A. First off, we can just 3, 3, 3, 3. There we go. Shift G, coplanar. X faces. Get rid of all those. We don't need that. That is sufficient. And tab. Apply all. Panels. Depth of 0.05. Maybe even a bit more. 0.1. Yeah. And I'm good with that. Cool. And turn on use vertex group. And maybe punch this up to 0.01. Double it. There we go. Woohoo! I got a thumbs up. You folks are awesome. Cool. That's looking all right. And we can literally just delete the base. We don't need it anymore because I'm not going to add anything to it. But we might Alt-D that to there. And even RZ90. Yeah, that lines up nicely actually and gives us a good blocking background. Still get the road, but cool. Almost looks like he has walking sticks. Okay. So we can continue with our principle of yesterday, which was, if you will recall, when in doubt, Tron it out. Vertex group 3, Control I. And materials, there is none, so we just need to go to base and then add and assign and yeller. Add material. We're gonna make it 1. We're gonna make it its own thing. We're just gonna call it yellow ground, just in case we want to use yellow emissive again later. Now, I actually found one I liked, and I made a modification after we left off yesterday. I did some modification to the ground terrain, and I liked what I did to it. So let's grab it from TinyThatic. And material. And what do we call it? Soft, board panel soft. That was it. Append. Put that to this one. And tab A, U, Smart UV Project. Unwrap. Let's see what it looks like. Get some lightage going on there that I find appealing. It's still got some dark that I find appealing. I find that appealing. Okay, now that's cool. We're gonna go with that for our materials. Let's add a little bit more sort of other interest stuff for another 5 minutes, and then we'll call it. Let's go add one of Kai's antennas. Thank you, Kai. Here, scale it up. Let's just make sure I didn't, there we go, angle correctly. We just got to make sure it's turned on because for whatever reason, he has them turned off and I haven't gone and edited it yet. Okay, save. And this one can be, what do we want our material to be for it? Maybe Distressed hull with the Chev. Let's see. Yeah, that works. Just gives us a little bit of difference. It's mostly just gray though, which is fine. We need a regular pathetic for scale, because otherwise this just looks like a regular sized person, and they are actually huge. Okay. Open recent? No, it's still there. Let's just see file. Sphere people. There it is. And we haven't used this one yet because we made it last night and I didn't make anything with it. So let's use it. Select. Come on. Select hierarchy. See, copy objects. Back over here. And new collection, people. And 7G dot. Yeah. So like they're almost 2 meters tall. So you get the idea that this other one is quite large. Let's do this. If you just have one other one, then it could be a small one. But if we have two or more, so let's grab this one. We like them. Both of these ones were done with sort of similar design philosophies, so they will look hopefully reasonably all right together. Okay. Now this. Okay, first off, where's this guy's? Did I apply him accidentally? He may have been applied. Oops. Can't modify that one anymore. Okay, well, I mean, that's fine. I didn't apply all by accident. Well, that's fine. Link modifiers. We can't reuse him again. Or Alt P. Or yeah, Control P. Parent, keep transform. I still have the FBX, so I could actually redo it if I needed to. It's good to remember. There we go. There we go. The ground's up high. Now, L1. Just make sure, turn off proportional. There we go. Lined up. Okay, so we have two people standing there while this giant goes by. That's cool. I think one more person would be great. I kind of like this one. Kind of like our soldier one too. I feel like we haven't used a couple of these enough. All of these have kind of been made and not given enough love. So maybe we'll just grab a couple of them. Select hierarchy. And people. Cool. And this weirdo. I want this very kind of processional in feel. Nice. And we need to change their head in front. Pose mode. No. Alt R. Cool. Now that one feels like it's large. Set our camera to there. Alexa, the lens of anamorphic. The resolution. Just being silly now. 35. Keep them all. Okay. Nice. Focus on our big bad boy. And I think I want to put a little something like a cut into here. So let's go grab kit ops. And complex cutters. I don't know. Let's use this one. Object mode. Add insert there. S.1. Yeah, it needs to be closer to him. No, mean point. Cool. Maybe a little more. Nice. That'll be good. And just take this sucker here, apply that difference. Great. Delete this. Delete that. Q. Sharpen. Cool. Take a look. Yeah, ooh, and that light there is just an added bonus. I didn't even realize that was there, but that's cool. Fun. Okay, this. Turn off in front. Okay. Cool. And now we're going to do the last 2 minutey kind of stuff, which, I mean, we probably know what's coming, right? Light, Shift A, light, sunlight, bring it up just a bit. And where do we want it? We want him to be very that way, and maybe even just a little front lit this time. Color of 10,000. Yes. World of black. And Fudge. Density 0.5 because we're fairly close in. Color sickly green. Let's see. Oh, and photographer exposure of 7. It's just we got the 2 with red on this side and the other on this side. I think I'm going to flip that just because of that. Which means we'll need to. Now he's kind of looking, they're looking towards us. Let's see. How do we feel about that instead of at the tall one? I think we do want to turn their heads so they're looking towards the tall one. Pose mode. There we go. And rotate just a little bit. And we can just tilt the head up slightly. There we go. Object mode. Cool. And our sun. Again, we'll try our thing. RZ20. And let's just see what we got. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's kind of cool. That's even better. We're gonna go with that. It's gonna cut across like that. I'm into that. Dark, light. Light has some interest on this side. That's fun. We want something in the background. We'll figure it out later. I'm gonna probably tweak that just a tiny bit, but I like the way that they are looking. I want to turn their face. I can't because they're a full mesh now, can't I? No posing. Can't see either eye there. It's the oh no, he's got a rig still. Where's his rig? There's the rig. There's a rig still. Okay, good. In front. Yeah. Okay. I didn't. Yay. Just tilt that down. I can't. Well, I can, but it just messes up that. Just have to live with it, I think. I did a little. Can't tweak it too much because the cables are floating off of it. Okay. Our one eye is fine. That's fine. Getting too into it. We could, however, one thing we could do. Object mode. Back to this. Materialize it. Cool emission. What if we took this up to like 25? I just only see the one. Glass is blocking it. Well, that's fine. Anyway, I think we're going to call it here. I'm going to probably put a building in the background, but I got to go find one and it'll take me a minute. So it's no big deal. Thanks for hanging out with me. Good luck to everybody living in America. I hope things go well today. Good luck to the rest of the world for everything going on in America. I hope things go well today. And I will plan on seeing you folks back again tomorrow. Take care. Have a good one. And